Hi, I'm now going to show you the PMI Master Smart from Oxford Instruments. First I'm going to show you a little bit of the hardware, and then we'll go into the software. First, to show you how to turn on the machine. Right now the machine is powered from a wall plug. You can see that with the battery in it, once you turn the wall power on, you can see that the power button here turns green, and in order to turn it on, you depress it for a few seconds. And the computer in the machine will boot up. So basically what you're looking at is a hardware of a 15 kilogram machine. There's already a battery attached to it, and here you can see is the connection of the probe. And what we have right now is the UV touch probe, where you can see it has a display, and it's going to replicate whatever it is going to be displayed on the screen here. So on this machine here, you can see there's the power on off button, then there's the source button. The source button is actually to power up the probe in order to create a spark to make a measurement. And over here there is an RJ45 connector, or you call it the Ethernet connector. And then over here you have two USB ports. Alright, where you have a cover that you close. So now I'm leaving it open. So when the computer boots up, this is how the screen will look, and we will open this program, which is called the WASLAB software. Okay, we double click on the icon of the WASLAB software, and this will be the starting screen that we see. So there are two modes. One is sorting and another is analysis. So sorting is when we need to do quick sorting to know if a certain material is what it is. But if we want to analyze the elemental concentration, we go to analysis, and this is what we normally do. So once we click on analysis, then here you will see a window, and this machine now has three matrices, or three metal base, which is iron, copper and aluminium. So once you click on one of those, I will do with the iron, then you'll see the sub-programs here. So the first one is actually the universal iron program, and the rest of it will be the sub-programs for the different steel type. Like the FE 100 is for low alloy steel, 200 for cast iron, 250 high alloy cast iron, 300 for stainless steel, 400 for tool steel, and 500 for high manganese steel. Alright, so we normally choose the universal one unless we already know what type of sample that we are measuring. So we click OK. Now here it will tell you if there is recalibration that is necessary, and what you see here will be the setting up samples that has been used to recalibrate the machine. But since I'm doing a demo, I'm not going to do a recalibration right now. Now this is how the general page of the software would look like. Alright, over here you'll have the column for the average value. Here is the relative standard deviation, the RSD. And then once we start burning a sample or sparking, you'll see the results of the concentration for each of this element appearing here in percentage. And when you start burning a second one, it will appear here in the next column. Alright, and underneath here you will see that it is red because I did not turn on the source. Alright, so over here it will tell you the reason why it is red. Alright, it is like an error indication. So if when I turn this on, alright, you'll see that the red color will disappear. Alright, so here we are now running on the universal subprogram, and it is the sample analysis mode, and here is the number of times that this machine has sparked. Alright, so you have a counter here to tell you how many times you have sparked and whether it is time for you to clean your electrode or your probe. Now over here you see the button new. If you click on that, you will see a keyboard appearing so that you can key in the name of the sample or the sample ID. But since we are not doing any measurement right now, I will just recall a stored analysis. Cancel this. So over here you will see recal, which I'll go to it later. So I will go into mode to recall a measurement that has been done before. Alright, so we go to recall stored analysis, and from here we can select, okay, to open a measured sample. Alright, this one is too new. I'll have to look for an older one. So it is actually a database file called WAS samples or WAS samples. You click on that, then you see that there will be a lot of measurements appearing. Okay, some with a name if you have put in the sample ID, or else it will be like some of these have not does not have a name in it, so therefore you can see when exactly it was measured. Alright, so what we do now is we click on one of these to bring up the results. So here you can see a sample of the readings of a measurement. Alright, so here you will see burn 1, you have a steel sample with, it is actually a low alloy steel. You can see that it appears here that this was run by the subprogram FET100. Right? So here you see 4 burns have been done, and you will see the average value here. Alright, and if you want to take a look at the RSD, this can only be done when you have more than 3 burns on a certain sample. So when you click on RSD, you'll be able to see the average value here, the standard deviation and the relative standard deviation value, and the range maximum, the minimum result and the maximum result. Alright, so when you click on it again, it'll go back to the general window display. So and normally when you have done a measurement, alright, you can either print out the results or you can store them. Alright, and you can store this result in the database, or you can store it, okay, when you click store here, it will be stored as a CSV file. And this CSV file is very important because you can export this CSV file into Excel, and then from there you can do your processing of your report. Now, to save it, you give it a name. Let's say I call it test 1, 2, 3. Alright, and you can choose to put it, let's say put it now in desktop. Where is my desktop? Yep, here. Let's save it. So you can see the analysis is stored. Go to desktop. This is my file that I've saved. Oh, sorry, it's here. Test123.csv. I open it up, oh sorry, because I'll show you this later, because I don't have Excel in this particular computer. Alright, so that's how you store a result. Alright, now I'll exit this, go back into analysis, iron, the universal program for iron. Alright, now over here you have recal, which stands for recalibration. Alright, and over here there are three types of recalibration that we can do. One is called type recalibration. So this type recalibration is when you have problems with a certain type of sample. For instance, let's say if you are having a sample of a stainless steel 316 and you did not get the right value for nickel when you measure it with a known standard. So with type recalibration, you can actually change the curve of the particular element that is nickel. Okay, you can correct this curve of nickel to give you the right reading. Okay, this is actually correcting the accuracy of that particular element. Alright, then next is this alloy. This alloy will be a recalibration program for that particular subprogram. As we have shown you just now, for iron you have for instance FE100, that is the low alloy subprogram. So if you see that there's a deviation in the results for that particular subprogram, you can use this alloy, and once you click on it, it will guide you on how to do your recalibration with the right setting up samples to use. So a full recalibration will be a recalibration for the entire matrix. Like for instance, if you click full now, a full calibration, it will do the entire recalibration for the iron matrix, and here it will tell you to burn standard RE12. Alright, so what we need to do now is actually to burn a sample as a standard, but if we do not have that, we'll click next and we say abort recalibration. Alright, but here it is again reminding me that there are calibrations that I need to do with these standards that I have. Okay, now go on to mode. As I've shown you just now, recall sort analysis will be to recall some of the stored measurements. This is to print. Then you have argon flush and UV Pro flush here. This is actually to flush the machine, that is the optical compartment with argon, and to flush the UV Pro is actually to flush the probe with argon. So the next two we don't normally we would not normally have to deal with them. Load program here will be loading the subprograms or going back into this window. Okay, if you want to load another different subprogram or a different matrix. Okay, then we have percent analysis. You can change this into other unit of measurement that you prefer. Then you have change program. So once you click on change program here, there are many things that you can actually edit, but one which I want to show you, which concerns a question that you have asked, which is regarding the report. Right? So we have a format report that you can edit. If you click on that, then you'll see a window appearing where you can edit the way you want your report to look. So if I click on preview, this is what a common report would look like. Okay, up here you can have the name of your company, and you can even put in your logo, your company logo here, and then you can have all the different parameters that you want for your measurement. For instance, like the sample ID or for which customer, or your commission number, or even an operator. You can input all this in here. Alright, and down here you can see the results. Alright, so like you will have first the FE results, the carbon, silicon, and all this you can adjust to customize the report to what you want. One example I'll show you is how to put in a logo in this report. So I'll place a USB stick here into the machine with a logo that I have in the machine. So I close this, I go to logo here, and okay, I need to wait for a while before the computer sees the USB stick that I put in. Okay, now to include a logo in it, double click on the logo button and you'll see yeah, I have the logo in my USB stick here, and once I double click that, it will appear here, and when I click preview, then you can see the logo of my company appearing here. So this sample report is editable, and you can customize and put in whatever parameters that you like. Okay, cancel. Alright, so this may be of use regarding reporting. So the other way of doing it is also that this machine can be connected to your server, and you can actually use certain software from the server to actually import all the CSV files that you get from your measurements to your server. Or else you can have the option of saving it into your USB stick, okay, and transfer it into your server or into your computer. Alright, so that's about all that I can show you. Finally, there's the button grade here. Okay, so we have already in the machine about 60,000 grades that is available in the market in the machine here. For example, grades like this is under iron. You can have iron for low alloy steel. If let's say we click on iron stainless steel, okay, you can have in the library all these different types of stainless steel that's available in the market as a grade for you to match whatever samples that you're measuring. Alright, you can edit the grades. Alright, you can add in a new grade. So like in the editing window here, you can see what you can put in for the range for stainless steel 201, and for each of the different elements that exist in stainless steel 201. Okay. Alright, so this is how simple this software works, and please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any further questions regarding this software. Thank you. Bye.